Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Pico CTF video. So again, we're starting here in the general skills section, first appearance any, and I believe last time we left off on Magikarp ground mission. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the next one. So this one's called Let's Warm Up. Work computer. All right, there we go. All right, so looking at the description here, it says, if I told you a word started with 0x70 in hexadecimal, what would it start with in ASCII 2? Dun, 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 dun. So kind of similar to some of the ones we did in the last video, all we have to do is just a basic hex to ASCII conversion. So let's see if we can grab the one from the previous video, ASCII 2 conversion. And I want to say it's this one. Yep. So we'll throw that in there, and we see that it's P. Okay. Awesome. So we come in here, and it's like, okay, P, right? And it's like, nope, you suck. Find another career field, because this whole cyber thing ain't working for you. No, not actually. If you actually look at the hint here, it tells you that you need to submit the flag in this Pico CTF format. So that's what we're going to do. And if I could learn how to use a keyboard, this would go a lot more smooth. And there we go, we got the flag. So just a simple hex to ASCII conversion. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the next one here, warmed up. Description, it says, what is 0x3d, or base 16, in decimal, or base 10? Okay, so just another simple conversion. Just come here, throw this in hex, and there we go. There's our binary value. So we come here, we say okay, we put it in the right format, Pico CTF. There we go. And you submit the flag, and it's like, nope, again, find another career field because you suck. This one actually did kind of throw me through a loop for a couple minutes when I first did it. I was like, what the heck? Like, that's the flag, or that's the right answer. And actually what you need to do is just take off these leading zeros here in the front. And there, did we, copy, yeah, this is embarrassing. So yeah, you want to take off the first two zeros, and no, you suck. What? 0x3d. Binary. 11114101. What is wrong? What is going on? Pico CTF. What is happening? What is happening? Why is it not? Yeah, 0x3d. Right? Like, am I tripping? Nope. Did I smoke something earlier? I don't know. Oh, wait. It wants it in decimal. See, I don't even know why you guys watch these videos. Oh, Lord. Slightly embarrassing. Oh, well. Alright, so there we go. Now we have the real flag. Okay. I kind of know what I'm doing. Not really. Does anyone know what they're doing? Anyways, let's look at this one. Description. Can you convert the number 42 base 10 to binary? Okay. This one is going to be binary. Alright, 42 decimal. And again, this one, like I was trying to explain before, is so you try to submit it with those leading zeros, does the same thing, so you just need to take those out. And there we go, we get the flag. So, too easy, just some basic conversions. Alright, going on to the next one. What's a netcat? Description, using netcat is going to be pretty important. Can you connect to this server at this port to get the flag? I'm sure we can, hopefully. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into our terminal here. We're going to go into our Pico directory, and, excuse me? Pico? Where'd you go, Pico? Oh, Pico CTF. And we are just going to remove, everything in here. Cool. That way we just have a clean, fresh slate to start off with. And we'll paste that in there. I believe the port was 25103. And you connect, and look at that. Netcat Mastery. Yes, we are Netcat Masters now. Thank you. All right, so we paste that one in there. Pretty easy. Just a simple netcat command. All right, let's move to this one. Strings it. Can you find the flag in the file without running it? Well, let's find out. Let's go ahead and copy that down, and we'll use wget. And strings, right? What is strings? It's probably a binary. Nope. Well, it would help if I actually supplied the file name. So, yep, we see there it's a binary. Okay, yep. So, stringception. And we get all this disgusting random output, right? So, all we need to do is just pipe this to grep, and we want to look for Pico. There we go. Boom. We are now Hackerman. Yeah, strings and grep will get you pretty far in the CTF apparently. All right, cool. So, let's go ahead and go to the second page where things get a little bit more difficult. Not much, just a little bit. All right. So let's go to this one called bases. So it says description here. What does this random garble mean? I think it has something to do with bases. I think it does. So let's assume, I don't know, maybe it's base. Well, you know, looking at it, it's not decimal. It's not octal. It's definitely not ASCII. I mean, maybe it's ASCII. I don't know. But that's not going to be it. So I'm like, okay, probably base 64. And would you actually convert? Hello? There we go. And there we go. So it is base 64. We look at our ASCII2 text up here, and we get this flag. Learn the ropes. Yes, we are indeed learning the ropes. So then it probably says, yep, you just submit it as the Pico CTF format. And we did not want to paste that in there twice. How do you use a computer? Someone please teach me. Oh my lord. There we go. And we got that one. Pretty simple. All right. Next one. First grep. I remember my first grep. Dun dun dun. Not really. Anyways, looking at this one. So looking at the description, can you find the flag in file? This would be really tedious to look through manually. Something tells me there's a better way. I'm sure there is a better way. And I'm sure it's going to be like all the other ones we did before. I'm sure it's going to be a simple, you know, strings with a grep. Let's find out. All right, and we see we have a file called file. What is this file? File the file. It's ASCII2 text with very long lines. Let's look at it. Oh my god. So this is what the matrix looks like. No, not really. So again, we're going to use strings with the file name, and then we're just going to, again, grep that and look for Pico. And there you go. Grep is good to find things. Yes, it is. It is very good at finding things. All right, go ahead and submit that. Awesome. So, yeah, pretty easy one. Just, again, like several challenges we've done before. All right, let's look at based. Okay, so to get truly leet, right, you must understand different data encoding, such as hexadecimal or binary. Can you get the flag from this program to prove you are on the way to becoming leet? Connect with this netcat command. All right, well, let's find out if we are leet. Let's see here. All right, so clear things up. Netcat. And it says, okay, so here's the funny thing about this, is it says, let us see how data is stored, and then it just says pair. And it says, please give us this binary value as a word. So when I initially looked at it, I was like, is pair, like, was it just supplying a random word and then it, you know, converts it to binary, right? So I'm like, I think that's just the word, right? Pair. Okay, yeah, that was right. Okay, now it says give me this as a word. Okay, so initially looking at this does not look like decimal. The numbers look a little too high to me. This looks like octal. So if we do octal to ASCII, and let's see, I use this one. So it says map. Okay, map. Cool. And then it says, please give me this as a word. I don't know, what is that, like base 64 or something? No? What is this? Refresh. We only have 45 seconds to do this, so we kind of gotta... Is it... Nope. Is it hex? Lime. Oh, do we have enough time? Lime. Okay, boom, there we go. So again, just another simple conversion. Again, like, yeah, you would take this, right? You know, copy that, go here, right? Binary, and yeah, it's pair. So I don't know why it does that. Maybe they didn't see that when they initially coded this, but yeah, so it kind of just gives you the answer right there. And then again, this is octal, and octal is base 8. So we just did a base 8 to ASCII conversion, and then we did what was this, hex to ASCII. So pretty simple stuff so far. All right, let's go ahead and submit that flag. Sweet. All right, plumbing. Let's check out this one. So it says here, sometimes you need to handle process data outside of a file. Can you find a way to keep the output from this program and search for the flag? Sure. Of course, I'm sure we can. Let's go ahead and copy that down. Okay, and again, we get like this arbitrary, I mean, it's not arbitrary, but you know, just like same repeated output. So all we need to do is use our good friend grep and look for Pico. And there you go. It's like, I guess they just wanted to really make it easy and just say, hey, well, you know, if we just, you know, we can just, I mean, grep is a real powerful tool, as you can see. So we're definitely using it to our benefit here. So again, super easy one, you know, connect to the server and just pipe it to a grep. So go ahead and submit that one. Music. All right, this challenge. Okay, so description here says, I wrote you a song. Put it in this Pico CTF flag format. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. All right. So we'll W get that down. Yep. And we get a file called lyrics.txt. Well, what is that? Okay. So yeah, looking at this, it's quite literally just song lyrics, right? There's like nothing to this, right? It's, you know, just a text file. There's like no funny business going on. Okay, so when I initially did this one, it really kind of threw me off because I'm like, okay, like I'm like reading these lyrics and I'm like, is this some kind of cryptic message? What is going on here? I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I was like, okay, let's look at the hint, right? No shame. It says, do you think you can master Rockstar? I was like, what? What? Rockstar? Like, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, when it said Rockstar, I just thought of Guitar Hero. I don't know why. And I was like, okay, like, so I was like, all right, what if I just Google this? Like, what does this mean? And like, what do you think comes up when we look this up? A bunch of write-ups. Okay, so, you know, no shame, right? I was really kind of at a loss for words at this one, so I was like, okay, let's look at this write-up. So looking down, I get to this part, and it says, the hint suggesting the Rockstar programming language. And I'm like, what is the Rockstar programming language? I've never heard of that. So looking at the wiki page here, it's you know, programming language designed to test the boundaries of computer programming, language design as a proof of concept, as software art, as a hacking, blah 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 blah. Okay, so long story short, Rockstar is a completely pointless programming language. And if we actually look, I believe there's a GitHub repo of this. Right, so it says here, but why, right? Because that's the question I was definitely asking. Mainly because if we make Rockstar a real and completely pointless programming language, then recruiters and hiring managers won't be able to talk about, quote, Rockstar developers anymore. Yeah, some guy wrote this because to make fun of a meme, I guess, right? They're like, oh, well, if we make this Rockstar programming language and, you know, if you learn it, then you're a Rockstar developer. Ha ha ha. Like, okay. So I had never heard of this before. So I was like, okay, like, how do I use this though? Because I like didn't want to, you know, clone this whole GitHub repository and like try and figure out how it works. So again, we come back to the great Google box and we say, okay, Rockstar, you know, programming language. Okay. And there's a website. I'm like, cool. And it, you know, gives you a little intro. Here's a fizz buzz. And I'm like, okay. So I go up here and it says try it. And I'm like, sure. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So if we look here, it'll just kind of do all the coding for us. Awesome. That's exactly what I need. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is strings this file to get rid of all the spaces. And we're going to copy all of this. And I was like, okay, here's the input. And it says leet. And I'm like, okay, leet. Doesn't look like the normal flag format, but sure, let's try and submit that, right? 1337. And no. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, what if I put it up here, right? Not leet, no. You copy all of this and rock, right? Now it gives us a decimal looking output. So I'm like, all right, I can work with this now. Okay, come here, throw this into decimal, and there's the flag. So yeah, this one, again, it really threw me through this loop because I was like, what is this Rockstar programming language, right? And if you actually look at it, this one and then this one too are kind of based off of that. Terrible reviews. Because I'm sure, like, it perplexed me, like it honestly did. I was like, what is this programming language that it's talking about? So yeah, that one was it was okay, but I'm not a great fan. I wouldn't give that one a thumbs up. That was one was just kind of weird, but anyways, I mean, hey, we learned something though. All right, so we figured out that monstrosity, that abomination. This one really made me angry. I was like, what? Like, I was just stuck. Anyways, though, let's move on. All right, let's leave that in the past. So we're going to go ahead and look at Flag Shop here. All right, this one's pretty cool. So, description. It says, there's a flag shop selling stuff. Can you buy a flag? And it gives us a source code. And it says connect with this, netcat command. Okay, so let's just try connecting to the server, right? Let's do that. So we connect to it, and it says here, welcome to the Flag Exchange. We sell flags. And we have 3 different options. We can check our account balance, we can buy flags, or exit. So if we actually go back, and we look at this hint is actually really good. All right, it says 2's complement can do some weird things when numbers get really big. Okay, so I'm assuming it means the option 2, right? So, but let's just kind of go through it. So option 1, check account balance, says we have 1100. Okay, let's try and buy a flag. And we have 2 options here. It says definitely not the flag, and then leet flag. So I'm like, okay, option 1. And it says these knockoff flags cost $900 each, enter desired quantity. And I'm like, okay, well, I can only buy one, I guess. It says here your final cost is $900 and our current balance is now $200. And I'm like, okay, well, that didn't give me anything. So we go back to buy flags and we're like, okay, I want the leet flag. Leet flag costs $100,000 and we only have one in stock. Well, we don't have enough money, so like, what do we do, right? So again, looking at her hint, it tells us that 2's complement does some weird things when the numbers get really big. Okay, so we go back to buy a flag and we go back to option number 1, right? I'm like, okay, I'm thinking a really big number. So what about 100,000, right? That's 10,000. All right, we'll try 10,000. I want 10,000 flags. Right, and it says our total cost is like 9 million? Yeah, 9 million. Okay, well, we obviously don't have 9 million. So maybe our number isn't big enough. So maybe we need to say, like, what was that, 100,000, a million flags. All right, now it's 9 billion or whatever that number is. Okay, let's try it again. Let's say I want, let's see, what is this? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, a billion, a trillion. I want a trillion flags. Now we look at the final cost. Now it's a negative value. And now our balance is, what is this? 100,000, million, billion. What do we have? Like a trillion, a billion, or 19 billion, something like that. Okay, cool. Well, now we definitely have enough to get the leap flag, right? Let's try and buy that. And yep, I do want to buy one. And there we go. Right? So, why did that happen though? Why, how come when we supplied this large value, it like flipped it to a negative value and made ours positive? Interesting, right? So again, we'll just copy this real quick and just do a sanity check. Submit, right? But let's look at the source code here, because this is where we're going to have to go to really see what this thing's doing, right? So we'll go ahead and get that down. Okay, and we'll use, subl store.c. All right, so looking at this, and actually, well, real quick, if we do a file store, okay, so store.c, okay, yeah, c source, whatever. So if you look here, looking at this, variable, if you will, it says that the total cost equals 900 times the number of flags. So, it took our input and we gave it 1 trillion, and it multiplied that by 900, so that would be, 900 trillion. And what we actually did was known as an integer overflow. So what an integer overflow is it basically, we supplied an input, and after the calculation was done, the value was too big for the program to represent, so it flipped the integer to a negative value, and then caused our balance to go up. And a really great explanation of this, and I'm totally just going to steal it from Wikipedia, integer overflow. All right, so there's a really good example, right? So looking here at an old school cars odometer, right? So these old analog odometers, their max value that they can represent is 999,999, right? Well, what happens when you go above that number? It resets everything to 0, right? Because the value that you input, right? So after you drive past that 999,000th mile, it resets. It does a wraparound. And that's essentially what we did. We just gave it a value so large that it just couldn't represent that huge number, so it wraps around to a negative value. That's essentially, in a nutshell, what happened, right? And it's known as an integer overflow. Kind of similar to a buffer overflow. I guess you could say it's a type of buffer overflow, but that was a pretty cool one, right? I really like that one. I think that one kind of made up for that terrible challenge before. So, and again, it's a really good hint, because when I initially did this, I didn't even look at the source code. And I kind of thought, is this kind of a buffer overflow thing? Because at first I just started held down A for 20 times, and that made it do some weird stuff. And I was like, okay, let's move back to some actual numbers. And I was like, what if I just, put in 100 trillion, and then it changed the balance and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what it's doing now. So that was a really good one. I like that flag shop challenge. So we're already at 24 minutes here, and I haven't done this one yet because I know this one is it's that stupid Rockstar freaking language thing, and this one got even worse reviews than the other one. So I don't even know if I want to attempt this one. Maybe I might. But anyways, I think we're going to wrap it up here, everyone. In the next videos, we're definitely going to get in some web exploitation. You know, maybe we can play with some Burp Suite or something, cryptography, maybe some reverse engineering. Not really my, field of expertise. I mean, none of these really are, but reverse engineering's kind of foreign to me, but maybe we'll tackle some stuff. Forensics is really cool, and then some binary exploitation. We'll get deeper into this and have some fun with it. But these general skills they're super easy, but they do kind of teach you a lot of good fundamentals. So far, I'm really liking this. So if you guys like this video though, please like, comment, consider subscribing. I plan on doing a lot of these types of videos. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.